Good day and welcome to this Leander ISD Transportation Department presentation. Class B School Bus CDL Pre-Trip, Bluebird Bus. Driving first class with a commitment to excellence. Pre-trip is a 45-minute test of your knowledge and understanding of your vehicle. When performing your pre-trip, you must point to and/or touch all components you're describing. Before beginning your test, you must have the following: your driver's license, commercial's learner's permit, DOT physical. The bus must have current inspection, registration, and proof of insurance. Before beginning your outside inspection, you must have the following: ignition and auxiliary, door released, wheels chalked, fuel door unlocked, gauges in hand. When you are ready to begin, you introduce your bus to the examiner in the following fashion. This is a Bluebird bus and it has no airbags, air mounts, or DEF system. You are then ready to start your presentation, beginning with the front of the bus. Front of the bus. Clearance lights are not cracked, damaged, or missing and are the correct color amber. Amber warning lights and red loading lights, right and left, are not cracked, damaged, or missing. Reflective school bus emblem is clearly marked and not cracked, damaged, or peeling. Windshield and rubber seals are clean and not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Mirrors and brackets for rear view and crossover, right and left, are bolted securely, are clean, not cracked, damaged, or missing. Turn signals right and left are not cracked, damaged, or missing and are also used as emergency flashers. Headlight assembly right and left is not cracked, damaged, or missing and is used as high and low beams. Underneath the bus, there is no leaking or leaning. Next, you will unlatch and pull back the hood of the bus, exposing the engine compartment. You will then move to the passenger side of the bus and begin your under the hood inspection. Under the hood, passenger side. Coolant reservoir is bolted securely, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. It is tightly capped and filled to the proper level. Hoses are tight and not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Suspension. Spring mounts and bushings front and back are bolted securely. Leaf springs, top and bottom, are straight and not shifted. U-bolts front and back are bolted securely to the axle. Shocks, top and bottom, are bolted securely and not leaking. Brakes. ABS and brake lines are secured at both ends, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Pause a second and listen for the sound of escaping air. Brake chamber is bolted securely with no holes other than the factory ones. Slack adjuster and push rod are bolted securely with the wheels chalked and the brakes released. It should have no more than 1 inch of play. Brake drums are dry, not greasy or bluing, indicating overheating and compromised braking. Brake shoes are not excessively worn and should have no less than 1/4 inch of lining. Tires and rim. Front tires are Class A and cannot be retreads because they're steering tires. Tread should be evenly worn with no less than 4/32 of tread depth. Check with a tread gauge. Sidewalls, inner and outer, should have no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. Rims have no damage or illegal welds or separation from the tire. Valve stem is capped and accessible and should read 100 psi. Check with an air pressure gauge. Lugs are tight and show no signs of looseness or slippage. Hub oil seal is bolted securely and not cracked, damaged, or leaking. You will now move to the driver's side of the engine compartment to finish this portion of the examination. You'll begin by saying, I would inspect the driver's side the same as I did the passenger side, but we're going to focus on the items that are unique to this side.
Morphle, the lovable, changeable magic pet.
He can morph into a scooter, yay! Race car, let's burn some rubber, almost anything. Good job, Morphle.
Come and play with this shape-shifting friend.
Every day's a magic.
That are unique to this side. Under the hood, driver's side. There are 4 belt-driven items on the driver's side. These items are the alternator and its electrical connections, air compressor and governor, water pump and power steering pump located under the motor, none of which show any signs of leaking or puddling underneath the bus. These items are bolted securely and are belt driven. The belts are not excessively worn and should have no more than 3/4 inches of play. Hoses and wires are connected securely and not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Oil dipstick should read between fill and full. Perform an engine oil check. Under the hood, driver's side, continued. Power steering fluid reservoir is bolted securely, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. It is tightly capped and filled to the proper level. Steering column is bolted securely, top and bottom. Gearbox and power steering hoses, front and back, are bolted securely and not leaking. Pitman arm and drag link are bolted securely, top and bottom, front and back, with a castle nut and a Carter pin. Tie rod is bolted securely with a castle nut and a Carter pin. Passenger door. Passenger door is bolted securely, top and bottom, and opens freely. Windows and rubber seals are clean and not cracked, damaged, or leaking. Stairs have decent tread and no trip hazards. Passenger side of the bus. Clearance lights are not cracked, damaged, or missing and are amber in color before the duals and red behind the duals. They match the bottom reflectors and are not cracked, damaged, or missing. Turn signals are not cracked, damaged, or missing and are also used as emergency flashers. Reflective school bus emblem is clearly marked and not cracked, damaged, or peeling. Under the bus. Frame and cross members are bolted securely all the way down with no illegal welds. Exhaust system is bolted securely all the way down with no cracks or soot patterns indicating an exhaust leak. Drive shaft is straight and not resting on the hangers. Rear brakes. ABS and brake lines are secured at both ends, not cracked, damaged, and have no sound or evidence of leaking. Brake chamber is bolted securely and have no holes other than the factory holes. Slack adjuster and push rod are bolted securely. With the tires chalked and the brakes released, it should have no more than 1 inch of play. Brake drums are dry, not greasy or bluing, indicating overheating and compromised braking. Brake shoes are not excessively worn and should have no less than 1/4 inch of lining. Rear suspension. Spring mounts and bushings, front and back, are bolted securely. These springs, front and back, are bolted securely, straight and not shifted. U-bolts, front and back, are bolted securely to the axle.